Hi everyone, so today we're talking about demand. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the law of demand. If my screen is willing to, yes. So we're going to talk about law of demand as I said. So here is the law of demand. The law of demand says that there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity. So let's look at an example real quick. When the price of orange juice goes down, the quantity of people who want to buy orange juice increases. And that goes both ways. If the price of orange juice goes up, the quantity of people who want to purchase orange juice decreases. Now, let's look at this table right here. And this table is a representation of the law of demand. What we see right here is that if the price of one orange juice is $5, we only have 10 people who want to purchase that orange juice. But when the price is at $1, well, we have much more people who want to purchase orange juice. And the same table is represented here as a chart. So what we see is that the price is always on the y-axis of the chart, and the quantity is always in the x-axis, and the demand is always a down-sloping curve. This is really important. Don't be confused with the supply. The demand is always the down-sloping curve. Okay, so what we see here is that when the price is up here to $5, we only have a limited number of people who are willing to spend that much of money for one orange juice. But the more the price goes down, the more people are willing to purchase that one orange juice. And when that orange juice costs $1, we have up to 100 people who want to purchase that one orange juice. So as the law was saying, there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity. We see it right here. The price is up. Not much people want to buy this product. The price is low. A lot of people want to buy this product, right? That was the law of demand. Now, there are different reasons behind that law of demand, and the first reason is the income effect. The income effect says that when the price goes down, people buy more simply because they have more purchasing power. Now, let's look at an example right here, real quick. When you have $10 in your pocket and you have to buy this $5 orange juice, you can only buy two of them. But if you have $10 in your pocket and you want to purchase an orange juice that costs $1, well, you can have 10 of them, right? So that is what the income effect is. It's just the fact that when the price is down, when the price is low, you have more purchasing effect. You have you have um you have the ability to purchase more product, more goods. Now, the second reason behind the law of demand is the law of diminishing marginal utility. That law says as you continue to consume a product, you get less additional satisfaction from each unit you consume. And an example is this. When you take your orange juice, the first sip is so good, so satisfying, so refreshing, but the more you take sips, well, you don't feel the same satisfaction, you know? So that is what this law is about. The first unit that you get, you have the maximum satisfaction. But the more you add units, you have less and less satisfaction for every additional unit that you get. Now, let's talk about the third reason, which is the substitution effect. The substitution effect says that change in price motivates consumers to buy relative substitute goods. And this means that if I have to buy some orange juice and the price is $5, let's say even more. Let's say that I want to buy orange juice and the price is $10. Well, I won't buy one orange juice for $10, right? Then I'm gonna shift and buy milk or any other drink, but I won't spend $10 for one orange juice. That's way too much. And this is what the substitution effect says. If the price is way too high, well, the customer is gonna buy another product. It's gonna buy a substitute of that product. Now, let's talk about the changes in the demand curve. Something really important here is that we have to remember always that a change in price changes the demand curve, but any other change will shift the demand curve. Now, let's see what I mean by that. A change in the demand curve is as follows. If the price is up here, $5, we only have a limited number of people who will purchase that orange juice. But if the price is here, we have more people who will buy that orange juice. And same thing here. The price is a little bit lower, more people want to get it. And the price is here, very low, even more people want to get it, right? So that is what I call changes. And you see, from here to here, there is a change in price. We went from $5 to $4, so we have a change. We have a change on the demand curve. We went from $4 to $3, we have another change on the demand curve. From $3 to $2, we have another change on the same demand curve, and that keeps going, and that the same thing keeps repeating itself. Whenever we have a change in price, we have a change on the demand curve. But when we have any other change, we have a shift of the demand curve. Now let's see what are those changes that can shift the demand curve, right? So there are 5 shifters of the demand curve. We have the number of customer. Imagine that there is, for some reason, we have more people coming in town. Well, since we have more people coming in town, the demand for orange juice will increase. Something important here. Let's look at here, this graph. So we have this demand curve. This is our original demand curve, and this is the price that we set for our orange juice. So we have the price for our oranges, let's say $3, and with that price we have a certain demand, right, for our orange juice. Now we have more people coming to town. We didn't change the price of our orange juice, right? The price of our orange juice is still $3, but since we have more people coming in town, there are more people who are willing to purchase our orange juice, so the demand goes up. And since it goes up, we have a shift of the demand curve to the right. The curve goes from this place to this place. Now, there are 5 shifters, as I said: the number of customers, the taste or preferences, the price of related goods, the expectations, and the income. Let's give an example for each one of them. We just did the number of customers. Now let's talk about tastes or preferences. Well, taste or preferences. If, for example, there is this researcher that found out that orange juice gives you more energy for the day, right? So let's go back to our chart. We are right here. This is our original demand curve for the orange juice, and we still have our price $3. And then there is this researcher that says, well, orange juice gives you more energy for the day. suddenly more people want to buy oranges, but we didn't change our oranges price. So the the curve will shift from this place to the right because more people want to purchase this orange juice. We didn't change. Remember, this is really important. We didn't change the price. Remember, the the change in price changes the demand curve, but any other change shifts the demand curve. So our price stays the same, but more people want to purchase oranges, so the curve shifts to the right. Now, price of related goods. Let's take milk as our product in this case. So we have the price of cereal that goes down. Since the price of cereals went down, more people purchased more cereal, right? And since people purchased more cereal, well, they need more milk. And since people need more milk, the demand for milk goes up, right? So same thing right here. We have our original demand. The price of cereal goes down, not the price of milk. Remember, we're working on the demand of milk, but the price of a related good, which is cereal, goes down. So people buy more cereal, and since they buy more cereal, they need more milk. So the demand for milk increases, and the curve of milk, the demand curve of milk, moves from its original position, which is this one, to the right. It makes a right shift. And then we have expectations. We have once again some important person that says that the price of the orange juice will increase next week. So the demand of the orange juice for this week will decrease, right? So we are right here once again. This is the demand of our orange juice, and then someone important says next week the price of orange juice will go up. Well, as of this week, the price is the same, right? The price is the same, and then we have that announcement. So this week, people are going to buy less because they know that next week it's going to be cheaper. So I'd rather keep my money and buy more next week, right? So the demand for this week will decrease. So we move from our original position to the left because we have a decrease in the demand. Now, the last shifter is the income. Now, when it comes to income, we have to pay a little bit more attention because if we are talking about a normal good, then the income and the demand for that normal good, for that product, have a direct relationship, which means that if my income increases, I'm going to demand more. The demand for my demand for that product is going to increase. A good example would be clothes. If you have more income, then you buy more clothes. If you have more income, the demand for clothes, your demand for clothes increases, right? That is an example for a normal good. If the income increases, the demand for that good, for that product increases. The opposite happens for an inferior goods. If we have an inferior goods, the more we have an income, the less we want that good. So the demand for that product will decrease. We would say that income and the demand of that particular product have an inverse relationship because when we increase our income, the demand for that product, decreases, right? An example would for that case would be cheap coffee. If I have more money, I'm gonna buy a better quality coffee. If I have less money, well, I'm going to buy, what did I just say? No. forget what I just said. If I have more money, if my income increases, then my demand for cheap coffee decreases, right? Because I'm gonna buy better quality coffee. So my demand for cheap coffee decreases, and we are going to say that the increase of money and the increase in income and the demand for cheap coffee have a an inverse relationship, because if I have more money, well, I'm gonna buy less of cheap coffee. I'm gonna buy um, better quality coffee. All right. So I'm gonna say that once again um, because I might have confused you a little bit. So for inferior goods, income and the demand of the product have an inverse relationship, which means that once my income increases, my demand for that good decreases. And a good example for that one would be my income increases, so I'm going to buy less of cheap coffee because I'm going to buy better quality coffee. All right? So we would say that income and cheap coffee have an inverse relationship because cheap coffee is an inferior good. All right? So that was it for today. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Take care, guys. Bye bye.